Hello, fellow copper. I am David Okereke Chidozie. Have you wondered how websites are built? Have you wondered who made our NYSC portal we are using today? Do you know that with these skills, you can actually make cool money at the comfort of your own room? Every institution today, from banks to churches, every platform needs a web dev because in this digital transformation, everything is online. And a way to build your own platform or a way for every institution to put their product or their platform online needs the service of a website developer. Website development is a skill. It is, in fact, let me say, website development is one of the most in-demand skills in the job market today. In fact, it's not just about you finding someone to hire you. Website development integrates into NGOs, into business. In fact, you can even use your skill as a website developer to launch your own business. You can be a freelancer, you can work at your own pace. It is flexible.
Are you ready to build an amazing website? Here is a step-by-step guide I've created for you to let you know what it entails to build a website. First thing is you want to do is to learn the basics. Yes, learn the basics. So there are three fundamental skills you need to learn, which is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. You start with HTML, which is the skeleton of every web page, where you begin to learn tags, you begin to learn the structure of a web page, how to structure it. You begin to learn the language of the web. Okay, how did I put an image here? How did I put an heading here? Okay, how is it a form that I'm seeing now? So all the structure, the way you want it to be, just like in a building, you're doing an architecture design. My parlor, sitting room, my rooms, and then my kitchen. That is what HTML does. So by the time you want to build a website, you use an HTML to structure your page. Once you've learned how to structure with HTML, then you go on to learn CSS, which is the styling of your page. So this is where you now begin to add beauty to your page. So by the time you do an HTML page, it will look very, an HTML page does look very, it's not be appealing to look. It's just the structure alone. But with CSS, you can style it and then make it more aesthetic and beautiful. So you begin to learn selectors, properties, and layout. Then lastly, you learn JavaScript, which makes your website interactive. So it makes your website functional. So by the time you click on a button, the JavaScript tells you what to do. Probably you want to add a calculator, you want to add any responsive programming language, because JavaScript is a programming language. So it makes your website interactive. You can even create animations with it. I can use JavaScript to say that this thing should animate and then come back. It just does a lot of things. It validates forms and handle events. So you learn how to make your website interactive. With these three fundamental technologies, you are ready to build impressive website. By the time you learn these three things, yes, I tell you, you have all you need to build your website, because these are the basic foundations you need. Then you can now go on to choose a track. So you can start with mastering front-end development. So in front-end development, there are two key things you need that it entails. One, responsive designs. Responsive design is learn how website adapts to phone, tablet, and desktop. So you are not just going to design and then not care about, what device are people using to view your designs. For instance, I made a portfolio for myself. Yeah, this is my portfolio. You can check it now. So yeah, this is my portfolio now. I've built it and I'm viewing it on my system now. Look at how it looks like. It looks well and okay. But responsive design will tell me that there might be someone who uses iPhone or want to use iPhone to check. Now there's a way we do that using inspect on our PC. Because of time, I will not do that. But let me just minimize this, and then you can see this how it might look like on the mobile version. So all these things that were in sections before are now underlined there, and then my features work are showing here, and then my menu is showing as a menu, which was initially showing as a toolbar here. So in front end, you learn responsive design, and then you learn Bootstrap, which is a framework for faster styling. So you tend to do your CSS with Bootstrap. Some people use Tailwind CSS. I use Tailwind CSS. So I learn Bootstraps or Tailwind CSS, and then you learn React.js, which is a modern and component-based interface used by professional designers. Now look at this, my project now. What I did here is a single web page, but with different components. I designed this separately. This first part, this about me was separate. This cost skill was separate. this featured work was separate, this what people are saying was separate, this contact me form was separate. This way, I'm able to put in enough details, enough thing I want to do, and then it makes it easy. I can reuse it anytime. If I want to do another project for someone, I can just pick that part, reuse it, makes it fast, and then I can even share my work easily. So you learn these three things to master what front-end development. So front-end development focus on everything users see and interact with. Now let me use a scenario of, let's say, a restaurant. A restaurant cooks food, and then when you come there, you only come to see what you want to eat. You don't see when they're watching the rice. You don't see when they're adding Maggi to the stew. All you see is what? Rice and stew, which is the front end of the food you are eating. So that's just how I can say front end is. And then back end, taking into understanding back end development, back end is now where you look at into APIs. APIs are what? The communications between your site and other platforms. So let's say your site renders data, you're sending data on your site, or let's say your site, okay, let's use NYC portal for instance. By the time you are clicking on register, where is the data going to? It's going to validate it. It's going to give you a login. And then by the time you log in, it's validating all those things. It is happening on the back end using what databases to store and retrieve data. By the time you check your portal, you check your clearance, you see, okay, September present. How is it getting to reach there? It is still the work of what? Databases. So that's the work of a back end. Okay, working on what? Enabling communication between your site and what? The association of the website to what? Databases. And then you can actually use server languages where you begin to store information online, because those data you have taken, where are they storing it? You are going to be storing it on a server where it will be there forever, like till, because it's subscription based, so that anytime anyone comes to your website, they can retrieve any particular data from there. Look at your mobile, your film, your movie store like MovieBox. Those films, how are you getting to download them? It is actually stored somewhere else, and that is what server language. So I'm going to learn API, database, server languages, and what backend. So I'm going to learn what makes that website actually interactive. Not interactive now, what makes that website actually functional. So backend is like the brain of the website, powers everything behind the scene. So you just see it behind the scene. So now the thing is, you don't get to learn the two. Most times it's not necessary to learn the two. Right now, I am still a front-end developer. I'm still trying to master my front-end part well, so that I can actually take jobs. Because anyone who wants to employ you want to exploit someone that is actually very good at the job. So you might want to focus on learning one part first. So I see front-end as one that actually I'm having that pleasure for. I'm having that enthusiasm for. So I'm learning it first. But that doesn't mean that I cannot still go into back-end. So, and that does not mean that you need to master the two. No. You can decide to be a front-end developer. You can decide to be a back-end developer. But one thing is certain, you need to learn the basics. So these basics, you need to master these basics, and then you can choose if any track you want to go into. So for maximum versatility, most people are full stack developers. We call them full stack, where they're able to do front-end and back-end jobs together. So now, after you've actually choose a track and you've learned this, what should you do? Should you stay idle? No. Start building projects, build real projects. You can start with building personal blogs, build a portfolio like I've done. I've built my portfolio. I did this project this year. After this project, now I'm going to move to building an e-commerce site. I just want to quickly finish up what I'm doing. So once I build an e-commerce site, you can build with a personal blog. You can even build a chat app. Real project teach you more than tutorials will ever. So by the time you are learning, it is when you build project that you actually learn. They said learning and practice make perfect. Yeah. So building projects becomes your practice moment where you are perfecting everything you have learned in a tutorial. So once you've learned how to build project, or you have built project, then you can begin to learn version controls. Version controls are a way whereby you store your codes online. And then the version control is we have MasterGit and GitHub to track code changes. So you can actually do, like for instance, let's imagine you're trying to make a code and then you do a change to it. Then by the time you see that the change you do to it is not good, the old one is better than it. With GitHub, you can actually go back and retrieve the old code you've done before the change. So you can track code change, you can collaborate with others. People work online now. Everything is virtual, so you can collaborate with people online. Yes, you can manage different versions, and then you can contribute to open source. You can contribute to open source for version control. So version control helps you to retrieve your file. I have someone who's a developer and then system fucked up one day. Imagine all your codes gone. No, but then he had most of them on GitHub. So he was able to retrieve most of them back and then continue his project. So then once you've done your version control for collaborations, and then you can even use GitHub for hosting, and go to your hosting option to deploy your site. So deploy your site means making it visible for people to see. So you can use Netlify, you can use Vercel, you can use GitHub, it's a free option. You can use Heroku, you can use many other options, but this one listed there are for free, just for you to showcase your work without paying the dime or paying very minimal amount of money. So when you've done that, then you can now start your career. So that's the beauty of web development. Web development gives you the versatility of what you can do. You can start as a freelancer using Fiverr and Upwork to work on flexible hours, work and earn in dollars, work and earn, yes, US dollars, probably euros, depending on where your client is from. Remember, we're in a digital world, and then the whole world is a global village now. Or you can take a full-time job, join a tech company, and then, or you begin to teach others like I'm doing now, or you build the word startup. In fact, I have someone that is doing this for at a time. He's a freelancer, he's working at a full-time job, but where he's doing his full-time job is freelancing there. He's freelancing online, yes. So he's doing the company job, he's doing the full-time job, and then he's teaching others too. And then he's building his own startup. He has a startup that he's actually managing. So by the time you do all this, or you do even one of them, you're already monetizing. You're not there and then you're looking at, okay, what should I do? So you see that web development fit offers multiple paths to success, but you have to choose what fits you best.
So why now? Let me tell you, your NYC year is a golden opportunity. You have time, energy, and little distractions. It is a fresh time when you just finish from school and you're looking at the next possible thing. And let me tell you, learning web development can fit in well. Don't just pass time, use it to prepare for the future. Tech isn't just for tech bros. Some people will tell me, I think tech is for tech bros. No, it's not just for tech bros. It is for you. If you're hungry to grow, you can fit in to it too. You don't need a computer science degree. I have people that studied just mechanical engineering and they are doing well. So you don't need a computer science degree. You need a decision and what? Consistency. As at the time I make this video, in the next week, we're going to start a program sponsored by World Bank here in Ekiti State. So this is an opportunity for you. Don't miss it. You can learn web development, mobile development, data science, data analysis, all for free, and it has been sponsored by World Bank. For more inquiry, message the number on the screen and I'll send you a Google link to join. It's 100% free. We're going to do projects and it's completely for beginners. You don't need to have any existing knowledge before you can start. Once again, I am David Okereke. I'm a fellow core member serving at Brainbench Academy.